Our first vocabulary word is ashamed. If you are ashamed of something, you feel bad about it. When you look at this word, you should notice that there is a suffix ed at the end of it. There's also the digraph sh. And if you look really closely, you may notice that there is a word right here, shame. The word shame, if your mom says shame on you, you know you've done something wrong. If you feel ashamed, it's more than likely because you know you've done something wrong. I remember when I was a little girl, I had a brother. I still do. He's nicer now that he's older, but when I was a little girl, my brother was not always the nicest brother. Sometimes he would do things like when we were in the car, he would pick on me and make me cry and make me feel, like I was silly, or even sometimes would call me names and make me where I was really upset. My brother, he liked to pick on me. I remember one time when we were playing and he told me that I was not his real sister, and it made me cry so bad. I was so upset. My mom came in and I told her, David said I wasn't really his sister and that y'all adopted me, and then I came from the Cabbage Patch. And my mother, she patted me on the shoulder and she told my brother, she said, you should be so ashamed. It is not right for you to be mean to your sister. She tried to make me feel better, and she got on to him because she told him it wasn't right for him to be mean to me. She told him he should be ashamed of how he felt, or of what he had done. Think of a time that you've done something where you were ashamed of something that you had done. Draw a picture of that now. Our next vocabulary word is mused. And I don't know, I think I'm pretty sure I remember telling you guys that mused was a fancy word for something that you can do. And what I told you was it had something to do with something that happens inside your head. Inside your head, protected in your skull, is your brain. And your brain does all of your thinking. It's where all the things that happen in your body are controlled. Your brain is, we call it the gray matter. That's where your thinking, your thoughts, all of that comes from inside this organ that's in your head. If you mused about something, you're using your brain. You are thinking about it. If I told you I want you to muse over this math problem, I'm telling you to think about that math problem. Draw a picture of something that you have to do that involves thinking or using your brain now. Our next vocabulary word is sword. If you pay attention, you'll notice that it does have a suffix ed on it. The base word is sore. This one's easy. When we went to the zoo this weekend, we saw a bird that Tito researched last year at the zoo. It was the eagle. The eagle is a bird that flies really high up in the air, and it's our national bird. It soars when it flies, and that's because it flies so high up in the air. I kind of thought it was really cool to see that, because I know that when Tito did his animal research project, he was pretty excited that he got to do the bald eagle. The bald eagle is an eagle or a bird that flies really high in the air. Soared, or to soar, or soaring, or soared means that you have flown high in the air. To fly high, way up high as the mountains. Draw a picture of something that flies high in the air, soars. Okay. Our word that we're drawing next is athletic, and it goes really well along with our story this week. We've been reading a story called Soccer Song, and in the story Soccer Song, Jill, who is good at all kinds of sports, is not good at this one particular sport, and the sport that she's not good at is soccer. She ends up being good at it when they let her be the goalie. It's kind of funny that she had trouble with it because she was actually very athletic. It talks about how she got Gus out of the tree, but she also played baseball, and she was good at it. If Jill wanted to play basketball, she probably would have been good at basketball too, because you get to use your hands in basketball. Someone who is athletic can play sports, and they're pretty good at it, okay? If they are athletic, they may be a really good basketball star. They may be really good at baseball, but they're probably really good at playing sports. My basketball's a little scary looking, isn't it? Yeah. Let's see if you guys can guess what kind of sport this would be.
Baseball.
Yeah, if you're athletic, you're good at playing ball, you're good at sports, you're able to do something maybe like gymnastics. Draw a picture of something you might do if you were athletic. Our next word is awkward. It's another way of saying that you are clumsy, or you move around in kind of an uncomfortable way. Maybe you walk kind of funny. It was really awkward for me not too long ago. I went to a store that had a whole bunch of people in it, and there were so many people standing in the store. I was trying to get by, and it was just people after people after people. And as I'm pushing my way through and gently saying, "Excuse me," I felt really awkward because I was bumping into these people and knocking them down. It was not a very comfortable situation. I couldn't move through there without being kind of clumsy. To be awkward means something doesn't feel right or makes you feel uncomfortable. If you are bumping into somebody when you go by them, you're probably going to feel a little awkward. Our last vocabulary word is superb. Something is superb. It is the best. It is fantastic. It is awesome. It is super. I had one of my favorite meals today for lunch. It's what I would call a superb meal. It was Pizza Hut pizza. Some of you saw it. That is one of my favorite things to eat. It is a superb meal, and I had it for dinner last night, and I brought it for lunch today. I bet a lot of you would think pizza is a superb meal. You might be somebody that's like, no, I like tacos. Something that you say is superb is really good. It's the best. It's fantastic. Draw a picture of something you would like to eat that's superb. Okay.